always come across two terms, Heenyan and Mahayan, when we talk about Ajanta. So, how these two sects of Buddhism was involved in Ajanta, and why this terminology is often used.
See, if you are asking me this question, then my answer is going to be very different from what you find in the published books. Hinayana is a word which was used by uh, some scholars of who were the follower of the Mahayana sects, found in few uh, Buddhist scriptures. And but early scholars just took it as a fact. But Hinayana is a wrong actually attribution. There is nothing called Hinayana. In the early times, what we call Pali Buddhism in the Indian context. Um, we are told that we had 18 schools of Buddhism, and according to some other sources, you had more, up to even 24 schools of Buddhism. Unfortunately, we do not have very much knowledge about all of them, and Sthavirvad was one of them which continued. And now, what you see in Sri Lanka and other East Asian countries is a further expansion of one particular school. So, to bracket entire thing into Hinian is very much problematic. So, Hinian word is very much problematic in today. We should not use the word because it is also has some kind of negative connotations. As regards Mahayan, uh, it was long believed that in Ajanta you had quote unquote Mahayan Buddhism. But in recent scholarship in the last few decades have showed to us that Mahayana is very much different from what is generally understood. And it has something to do with philosophical tenets, iconography, Pantheon, scriptures, texts, images, worship, rituals, practices, their own Vinaya, everything is different. And so, why we say that there is nothing Mahayan in Ajanta? All right. For the simple reason that what you see in Ajanta is the primacy of Gautam Buddha. It is the Gautam Buddha, it is the Shakyamuni who is in the center, and the Bodhisattvas are attendants. Whereas in in Mahayana, actually, what happens? The Bodhisattva is the center, and everybody can become the Buddha. That is the main philosophy. In iconography of Ajanta, we do not see exactly that case. We see the primacy of the Shakyamuni. So this is one thing. Secondly, you know that there are many Mahayana gods like Manjushri, Amitabh, Vairochan, you know, Akshobhya. Now, those Mahayana gods are not found in Ajanta at all. Not a single depiction over here. This is not Mahayana. Furthermore, Ajanta narratives are not related to the Mahayana text. Really. They are more closely related to the text of the Mool Sarvastivadins. This is again uh, a new research, relatively a breakthrough research, and Professor Shimlov published his research I think in 2003 in German, but which was translated into English in 2013. So he has very meticulously examined, re-examined all the narratives of Ajanta. So some of the Ajanta narratives are definitely from, that is the nearest versions are to be found in the Pali texts. All right. And but the majority, I think I made a back of the envelope calculations and counting. It was something like 49% or 54% of all the Jatakas in Ajanta or all the narratives in Ajanta, they are from the Mul Sarvastivadis.
Paintings.
Yeah, the narratives. Okay. So this is very interesting because uh, Indians lost the Mula Sarvastivadin texts. Okay. Now, why this is a new and breakthrough in research? Because the Germans found some Mula Sarvastivadin scriptures during their Turfan expedition that was conducted in 1930s. And they found that these are Buddhist scriptures in Sanskrit language, and they have some of the narratives which are closest, you know, approximation to the depictions in Ajanta. Okay, this is very, very interesting. But another set of manuscript, this Mul Sarvastivadin manuscript, was found in Gilgit, which is now in uh, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. All right. So this was found again somewhere in 1930s or 40s, and that time the Kashmir of Maharaja uh, was intelligent enough to examine this manuscript, and then you had a great scholar called Nalinaksh Datta. He spent almost 3 decades, or I think 4 decades, to translate, for producing the critical editions of this text. So in 4 to 5 volumes, these were published. So when they came to light, then we found that some of the Ajanta narratives are most closely related to these scriptures. So one set in Gilgit and another set in Turfan, and now more is there. There is also in National Archives of India in New Delhi, and it is also being translated right now. But a larger part of the Mula Sarvastivadin sect scriptures were taken from here, transported from here by the ancient monks, you know, and taken to Central Asia, China, Tibet. Uh, 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 you have Kizil, Kucha, etc. So they were translated into those languages. So same Mula Sarvastivadin text were translated in Tibetan, Chinese, Tocharian B, Khotanese, even Mongolian. Now, all this entire corpus of this translation is now slowly being revealed to the world. When when things are being digitized, and now the scholars are now working. There is a band of dozens and dozens of scholars who are not translating it. Majority of the Mula Sarvastivadin scriptures have still not been translated. So it's a new mine of knowledge. So what I'm trying to say is that it is more correct to say that the 5th century phase of Ajanta was more closely related to the Mula Sarvastivadin than Mahayana. But I have something more to say on this. Uh, my individual research, my latest research, which paints a different picture of what happened in the 5th century AD.